we're going to work on right now is considering the concept of what a variable is, and that's usually symbols, and it doesn't have to just be x. In this case, we have m and n, and they represent unknown quantities, so we can do substitution. And an expression that contains at least one variable is going to be known as an algebraic expression, and when we have an equal sign, it's going to be known as an equation. So this example right here is to simplify this expression. And what we're going to use is we're going to use the concept of the distributive property, and we're going to distribute the 2 into this parentheses, right? So we're going to get 2 times 5m is going to be 10m, and 2 times n, we're going to get 2n, plus 3 times 2m, 6m, minus 3 times negative 4n, so we're going to get 12n. And now we're going to consider like terms, and this has a coefficient and the variable is m, the same variable, so we're going to combine them. 10 plus 6 is 16m. And then this one right here, plus 2n minus 12n, they're like terms, so that means that we're going to get minus 10n. And this would be your answer simplified. With this example right here, this is an evaluate problem, which means we have to plug in the values or substitute them in. And so for the x, we're going to plug in 8. And for the y, we're going to plug in 1.5. So the first term says, get the right color, x squared. So that means that we're going to have 8 squared minus the y is 1.5. Right? And then we have x plus the y, which is the 1.5. I'm trying not to mess up my colors over here. Right? So in order to simplify this, then we have to follow the order of operations, and we have to do what's inside the parentheses first. So the 8 plus 1.5, and we're going to get, let me see, I'm trying to not mess up on these colors. Over here, this becomes 9.5, right? Well, actually, I should do that in black. There we go. This becomes 9.5. We'll bring down the 1.5, this minus sign, and then the 8 squared becomes 64. Right? And then we have to do this multiplication part first, and we're going to get 64 minus 14.25. And then you subtract these two numbers, and you get 49.75. And that would be the answer. Alright, this is another evaluate problem, but it's just a little more complex because you have a fraction bar. But it's the same concept. You're going to go in and substitute a 2 for the A, a negative 4 for the B, and a negative 3 for the C. So it would look like this. So you have 2 cubed plus 2 times the B is a negative 4. And the C is a negative 3. And it's multiplication. And all of this, everything, both of them divided by C squared, which is the negative 3, minus the 5. Right? And then remember, the top is a group and the bottom is a group. Okay? So you have to do the top first and take care of that, and also the bottom. Okay? So you do one at a time. So working with the top, I would do the multiplication first, and of course the exponent first, right? So 2 to the third, that's an 8, plus 2 times negative 4 times negative 3, that's a positive 12 times 2 is a 24. All of this is still over the denominator, so now you have to consider, I would do this part first. That would give me a 9 minus 5. Still working just with the numerator, right? 8 plus 24 is a 32. And 9 minus 5 is a 4. Now I can divide these two numbers and I get an 8. And that would be my answer. Alright, a formula is going to be a sentence, an expression that gives you a relationship between a certain quantity. So for example, in this example, in this one, this is how everything that you've been reviewing would be applied. They tell you that the area of a trapezoid is A equals 1/2 the height times the sum of both bases. H is the height, B1 and B2 are your bases, and you need to find the area of the trapezoids shown below. So the first thing you need to do is you need to identify what things are. This would be base 1, this would be base 2, and this would be your height. Okay? And then now it's a matter of plugging in. You know that the area is going to be given by 1/2 the height, B1 plus B2. Okay? And now we're going to plug in 1/2. The height is 10 inches. And the base is 52 plus 16. And then now you follow your order of operations. And you get, let's see, 1/2, 10. This is 68. And now this is just multiplication, and the final answer is 340. Now we have to consider the unit. Alright, and then we know this is inches, and this is inches. So the answer is going to be inches squared, which makes sense. Area is always length squared. Alright, so please make sure that you took careful notes, and make sure that you do your practice, which was assigned in class. Also, just go to the PB work side, to the schedule, and you will see what the assignment would be for this lesson, okay? Thank you.